If someone said that Bitcoin is a scam, what would you tell them?
It's just, I don't know, what would I tell them? It's not a scam, it's an actual asset.
Why just a few women in this area?
I think a lot of women are just not in that world. Even when I'm around a bunch of Bitcoiners and they're talking about the technical aspect of everything, like I tend to tune out. Like it's just like, I don't care as much about that as I do the opportunity and the freedom that it gives me. Knowing that I'm kind of sticking it to the system, because I just don't enjoy a system of control and manipulation and oppression that comes with the other system. So moving into a system of freedom like Bitcoin is more my style. So I'd rather talk about those things versus the technical aspects of it.
I grew up in Chiang Mai. I studied in the UK. I worked in Japan. I built small businesses across Europe and Asia from my hometown in Chiang Mai. AI is here to change people's relationship with time. Things that we used to spend years doing, we can complete it in months. We earn from it, right? Bitcoin came along to help us to provide an incorruptible language of value that will last through time. These two technologies are here at this time, and we should make the best use of it.
Welcome to Queen Bee, Voice of Freedom, inspired by Bitcoin.
Jen, thank you so much for joining us today, and welcome to Queen Bee.
Thanks for having me.
First of all, I would like you to tell us who you are, where you're from, and why you end up here in Chiang Mai.
Well, I'm Jen, just Jen. Mai in kind of a weird synchronistic way. So that's not like an easy, quick story, but it's an interesting story. I was living in Telluride, Colorado, which was essentially my dream place to live, like my perfect place that I had envisioned that I always wanted to live. But I just had like a knowing that I was supposed to leave there. And so I didn't know where I was supposed to go. So I asked my angels, my guides, I said, where am I supposed to go? Like, tell me where I was supposed to move to. And it wasn't like go to, like it was move to. And it's about a year before I got an answer. And I was like looking at different places and other places in Colorado and, thinking of different places in the US to move to. Never entered my mind to move someplace else because I had never left the country before. I had never left the United States. But I was guided to get a passport 2 years before. I didn't know why I was getting a passport. I had no place to go. There was no plans for a trip. It was just like, I just had this knowing I was supposed to get a passport. So I had that. And so I had worked a particularly difficult season in Telluride with the job I had. And I kind of like literally at the end of my rope. Like I was losing it. And when the season ended, I told my boss, I'm going on a road trip. I will be gone for 3 weeks. I just said, I'm gone for these dates. And so he's like, okay. So I did this road trip, and on the road trip is when I got my answer. Like I wasn't expecting the answer then. It wasn't like I went on the road trip to get the answer. It just came. And I just started having synchronicity after synchronicity about Thailand. Just in weird, odd ways. Like I would be sitting in a restaurant like this and the person behind me would be talking about they just got back from Thailand. Or I would go stay at an Airbnb. This happened actually. The lady said, I won't be available tomorrow and tonight. I need my area to be free because I've got a friend coming to visit, and she just got back from she lives in Thailand for 3 months out of the year. So she just got back. And then I saw an insane amount of Thai restaurants and signs that just said Thai or Thailand. And then it was more specific, though, in that I heard the Chiang Mai, which I had never heard of Chiang Mai before. I didn't know Chiang Mai was a city in Thailand. I didn't know anything about Thailand other than it had beaches. And so I started asking people when they were talking about Thailand. I'm like, well, where did you go? And they're like, oh, you have to go to Chiang Mai. And everybody was just like, Chiang Mai, Chiang Mai, Chiang Mai. So I was like, all right, I guess that will be the city I go to. I finally said, okay, if you want me to move to Thailand, I need three right in a row, like three big ones, like obvious, clear.
So what are three things that you mentioned?
Well, the first one was I went to this botanical gardens, and I was looking for a parking spot, found one, parked, and I look up and there's a big sign and it's this Thai restaurant.
Wow.
And it was the first one I had seen in that city. And then I went to the bank that was near there to use the ATM, and I decided just kind of like randomly to go walk around the block. And first off, I saw a bunch of synchronistic numbers and I was noticing those, but then I turned the corner and there's this big sign that says Thai massage, which I didn't even know there was such a thing as Thai massage. First time I ever saw that before. So I was like, okay, that's three like within a few hours. So
Wow.
I'll take that.
Amazing. Seems like you follow your instinct
Yeah,
and your
intuition.
angel. You know?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So back then, could you tell us a little bit how your life looked like 20 years ago in the States? How your life looked like?
20 years ago? That would probably be about when I was disabled and laid up in pain. I had a lot of injuries and problems with my back and my neck, a lot of surgeries. And so I was, for 16 years of my life, I was just completely disabled and unable to really do anything but like sit in front of a TV all day.
You said that you used to live paycheck by paycheck.
Yes.
Right? And what is the moment that you feel like, no, I don't want to be like that anymore. I have to do something to change my life to be better.
Well, it was a decision I made. I was so poor. I was living on such a small amount that I had to budget everything. So I was budgeting down to where every receipt from everything I spent, I kept that, and I would have a calculator and I would, subtract what I had for the month and make sure that I did not overspend, because whatever I had each month was what I had each month. I was on a fixed income big time at the time. This is when I was disabled. And so it was a very small amount of money. So I one day was just fed up with it. I finally just reached a point where I decided that I didn't want my life to be this anymore. I'm sitting there with the receipts, a pile of receipts and the calculator and a piece of paper, and writing down all my bills and seeing what little I have left for the next 2 weeks. And I just made the decision. I said it out loud. I will not be poor anymore. And I just decided it.
So what is the first step when you decide that you're not going to be poor anymore?
The first step was the decision, and then after that, it was just being open to opportunities for something different. So little opportunities came in weird ways for me to make extra money, like kind of side hustle kind of stuff that didn't require me being physical. So it was something I could do while I was still healing. And I was on my journey at that time of getting myself better. And then I had an opportunity that came up to where I learned about cryptocurrency and NFTs and investing. And so it just kind of kept rolling forward into different things and developed in different ways, to where within about 2 years, I was definitely not poor anymore. And my income it was actually less than 2 years. My income had 10x'd.
So that time you already know Bitcoin?
I knew of Bitcoin. So I heard about Bitcoin when it first came about. And it piqued my interest, and I heard about it occasionally, weirdly, because my life wasn't in a way where normally you would hear about Bitcoin. I wasn't technical, it wasn't good with the computer or anything like that. So it kept coming up, and so eventually, when the opportunity came where I learned about cryptocurrency, Bitcoin came up again, And I had already started investing a little bit and learning about that. So I went ahead and bought Bitcoin. And so it kind of just started with, it coming into my awareness again. And at the time when I had the ability to actually purchase it and learn how to store it.
And who orange peel you that time?
I would say my angels orange pilled me because they kept putting that Bitcoin into my awareness over and over. And every time I did hear about it, it was like I had this intuition or this, like, that I paid attention to it. But I didn't have the ability at first to like invest in Bitcoin or even really to look into it much. I was like full into my disability at that time. Then when I did through a house that I co-owned and got a chunk of money, I asked my angels again what I should do with this money. I didn't know if I should start a business or if I should invest it or just, I didn't know what to do with the money. I just knew I didn't want it in a bank account. And they just literally, I kept hearing in my head, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, buy Bitcoin, over and over and over. And so I kept, asking other people their opinions, and everybody said everything but Bitcoin. But I just was like, no, I need to buy Bitcoin. So I did. I just took the whole chunk of money and bought Bitcoin with it.
What is the reasons that you feel like, okay, Bitcoin is the right asset that you should hold? Because some people say that Bitcoin is just like a scam. So if someone say that Bitcoin is a scam, what would you tell them?
It's just, I don't know, what would I tell them? It's not a scam. It's an actual asset. So it's no different than having a equity. An equity could be seen as a scam because you're just buying something that you're seeing on the screen that you own. You're just seeing some numbers, right? So I just see it as equal to any sort of appreciating asset. I've never thought of it as a scam. I see something more like, say, a meme coin. That's a collector's item that you're just like buying because it looks cool. That could be a scam for sure, but not something that I actually spent a little time learning about at the time and realizing what it is and knowing that it is an asset equal to or similar to equities, stocks, cash, any other like true, real form of currency.
In Thailand, we talk a lot about inflation. How inflation in the States look like?
It's been going exponentially up in the last 7 or 8 years. It's been really bad. The last 6 years in particular has been to a point to where it's undeniable. It's so obvious that even anyone who has no idea of anything about money knows that there's a problem. So inflation is something that is tied to fiat currency, cash, in a way that you can't get away from that, because when currency is just printed, when it's made, and it's not like a physical, real thing, other than a piece of paper that we all agree is worth something, then there's going to be manipulation. And when banks can just create money through loans, whenever you make a loan or whatever, they just create the money and it floods the system. And when money keeps getting flooded into the system through quantitative easing in all different forms, then that just naturally means that the money's worth less. And as soon as you understand why inflation occurs, then it gives you more empowerment to shift to a way to get out of that and not be trapped by it.
Now you have two lanes, the lanes in Asia and the lanes in the States.
Yeah.
So the situation is the same, or in Asia is worse than in the States?
It's the same everywhere. I don't see it as worse in the States. It's just everything in the States cost more already. Like before inflation, it was already expensive, whereas things are just cheaper in Asia. So being in Thailand has given me where things just do cost less, and my dollar does go further just due to the fact that the prices are cheaper. I'm able to have this life right now where it gives me the opportunity to be able to like be an entrepreneur and start my own business and build something instead of having to work continuously just to survive like I had to in the States.
Jen, you are the first group who visit us at Bitcoin Learning Center, Chiang Mai. So you see our journey, and we see your journey too. So how did you know us?
Well, that's probably just another synchronicity. I had started going to the Bitcoin meetup group. It was literally the first group thing I went to after I moved to Chiang Mai. I was still in an Airbnb, didn't know what I was going to be doing, but it was just the first expat thing that I found. And I was just doing an online search, I think, something about Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin Learning Center came up. And so I started I found the website, and then I had the email Jimmy, I think I had the email at the time to like find out if there was anything going on or where it was located or events. And that's kind of how I found out about it. But it was just like, almost like being guided to like start searching for something with Bitcoin because I was enjoying the Bitcoin meetup group so much.
From your opinion, what do you think? Why just a few women in this area?
I think because it's technical. I think there's more men in the tech world, and I am not technical, and so it was definitely a challenge for me to learn technical things in order to purchase Bitcoin and to be able to store it in self-custody and all that. It was a little bit of a journey, but totally doable. Like if I can, like literally if I can do it, anyone can do it kind of situation. But I think a lot of women are just not in that world, and when I'm around a bunch of Bitcoiners and they're talking about the technical aspect of everything, like I tend to tune out. Like it's just like I don't care as much about that as I do the opportunity and the freedom that it gives me, and knowing that I'm kind of sticking it to the system, because I just don't enjoy a system of control and manipulation and oppression that comes with the other system. So moving into a system of freedom like Bitcoin is more my style. So I'd rather talk about those things versus the technical aspects of it. But men, they like the tech part.
Right, agree. You said that you found your people here. You found your inner yourself here, and you found your business here too. Tell us a little bit about your new business.
Well, I'm finally on the path to entrepreneurship. I've never created anything. I've never built anything. I've only just been a wage slave for somebody else. And I resisted it for sure. But different things happened in my life to kind of give me the push to do it. And it morphed from what it originally was to what it is now, kind of organically. And it's came at the time when this was a doable thing for me, because I've no experience writing or building or using any sort of technical skills like AI or anything like that. So right at the time when AI actually started getting good was right when I started building it. And through using AI and then just learning the process and doing something that meant something to me and something that I wanted to give to others, and like the knowledge that I wanted to share of my journey, and then being pushed by other people to like tell my story, it just kind of kept evolving into what it's becoming now.
Our guest today, Jen Ransom, came to Chiang Mai searching for a different life. Jacky Snikarn was born here to help create one.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Actually, I'm so excited, even though we know each other for a while. Today, it's not about just Bitcoin, but it's about your journey and your curiosity and we're going to talk about how freedom means to you. Let's start with the first question.
Right. Well, thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here. Such a lovely place.
Yes, such a lovely place, and it's just next to Bitcoin Learning Center.
That's right. We just walked here.
Right. All right. If someone want to get to know you, what would you describe yourself?
Well, I would say I'm a lifelong learner who is fortunate enough to be able to connect different worlds together. I grew up in Chiang Mai. I studied in the UK. I worked in Japan. I built small businesses across Europe and Asia. And now I work in AI with multinational teams from my hometown in Chiang Mai. Chiang Mai is a small city. It's a small city that has everything a city needs. It's surrounded by mountains, and we have River Ping flows to the east side of Chiang Mai, and River Ping is our lifeline, really. Chiang Mai has a very unique energy. It's relaxed, it's stoic, it's calm, and it's deeply rooted in culture. Chiang Mai is actually 730 years old this year. It's a city that is not frozen in time. I can say that it's a truly living heritage city. Chiang Mai knows how to let the past coexist with the present and also keep its arms open to welcome the future. So growing up in Chiang Mai, to me, is a true gift. When I was there, that was a long time ago, like Cambridge wasn't as cosmopolitan as now. You know, there were no Asian students there. I was the only one. And other students were like, most of them were British, and some were from Spain, France, and Italy, I think. But we got along really, really well, and we helped each other. Academically, it was a very good experience, and what I learned from there was humility. You know, we help each other, we learn together, and nobody survived alone. Nobody can succeed in anything alone whatsoever. And socially also, I learned that people around Cambridge, they were such very kind. Cambridge taught me something that has transformed my approach to learning and thinking and also interacting with the world, in the sense that it doesn't matter if you are top of your class, if you get out of here and you can't be a kind and sensible and a decent member of the ecosystem, it doesn't matter. You're not going to get very far. You know, when people ask me where I was from, I said I was from Thailand, and then they said, is it where's Thailand? I said it's in Asia, and then they said, is it close to Japan? I said, well, not so close. So obviously they know a lot about Japan. So Japan has done a good job. Okay, but then, you know, Thailand, right? It's okay. So I announced Thailand to the world at that time, which I was really proud of. And that experience alone taught me that nothing, really nothing, determines your potential. You can, as long as you have a dream and as long as you take action, especially now when we have technology at our hands and we can, it's right at our fingertips. I hope that, and I like that people will understand this. It's the same thing as the when the internet came, you know, people are scared of the internet, right? It's gonna take our job. Look what internet gives us today. There are more job than ever. There are new kind of job. Your life is easier, and you're happier, and there are so many new lines of work. So with this understanding, I hope that people can navigate through these changes despite fear. And I would really like to help people become more resilient and future prepared for whatever coming their ways, whether it's AI or any other technologies. And I believe that we can all grow strong together. I would really like people to understand this, you know, to accelerate your income from 1 year to 3 weeks. This never happened before. AI is here to change people's relationship with time. Things that we used to spend years doing, we can complete it in months right now. And after we could complete those work, and then we earn from it, right? Bitcoin came along to help us to provide an incorruptible language of value that will last through time. These two technologies are here at this time, and we should make the best use of it. And I feel that we who live at this time are very, very lucky.
Their journeys couldn't be more different. One learned that freedom starts from within. The other believes freedom is something we build together. Yet, both found themselves in the same place, a community connected by curiosity, by purpose, and by Bitcoin.